A lot of guys falsely confuse a boring life with a bad life. They think that just because they don't do exciting stuff day to day, that there's something wrong with their life. I'm just not living, bro. I'm just not living. When in reality, the people that you're comparing your boring life to are also not doing that day to day. They're not having breakfast in London, lunch in Paris, and dinner in New York. They're not doing that. Most people. You're looking at the hyper successful and those that perhaps need to move around because they run a company and they have offices in different locations, and so they are fulfilling their duties as CEO, COO, whatever it may be, right? You're seeing these guys travel and you think, oh man, they're so lucky, man. And I have an issue with that word lucky. Nobody just gets lucky. The majority of people create their own luck. And those that are born with wealth, I wouldn't even call them lucky either. Are they? Yes, they may have a lot of money, but then is that the only metric you're judging them on? They might have broken family ties. They might be plagued with addictions. A lack of spirituality exists in their life. So what are you really jealous of? You know, before you draw comparisons, think about this. Money isn't the only metric here that you should be looking at. If I told you, would you rather be healthy, physically healthy, and be where you are right now with the money you're making right now, with the car you're driving right now, or rich and extremely ill and no loving family in your life, a wife that hates you and probably is cheating on you? Would you take that? Come on now. So look, money isn't the only metric. Now, can you have both? Can you be financially successful and have a loving family? Of course. And be in good shape? Of course you can do all of that. But don't immediately start to dislike the life that you live because you're not loaded. There are certain things that you take for granted every single day that are somebody else's dream. Maybe the apartment that you have, even though it's not a penthouse in Billionaires Row in New York, whatever, even though it's not that, it's a nice apartment. It keeps you warm. You got a roof over your head. You got a nice smart TV, maybe a PS5 Pro, whatever it is, right? A loving dog or a cat. Yeah, that's something to be grateful for. It really is. You go to sleep with a full tummy every night. Once again, does that mean don't strive for more? No. But I just dislike seeing people upset with their life because someone else is doing better. There's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. The moment you start comparing, you start looking at what you have as insufficient, as not good enough. And that creates a downward spiral of negative thoughts. And it paralyzes you. When you start seeing yourself as a loser who's behind, it cripples you. It doesn't inspire you to take action, does it? I'm a big believer that when you feel good, you do good. When you're grateful for the life that you live, God gives you more. When you're grateful, it's a positive emotion, gratitude. It's an emotion, it's a vibration of success. Because success is attracted to a certain frequency. Negative people that are so pessimistic, that hate on other people for doing well, they repel success. Their energy is not attractive for success. As Jim Rohn used to say, success is looking for a good place to stay. So when you're grateful for the life that you live and for the opportunities that you have had and for the connections that you've got, you create room for more. Success wants to go to you. Now, you can't just be grateful. You have to be grateful and work hard and be intentional and deliberate with where you're going. Absolutely, that's all very important. But that's a great starting point, gratitude. I've been guilty of this, man. I've been guilty of comparing my life with other people and feeling angry that I'm not where I want to be, and I feel that what I have isn't good enough. And then I started to think, what an ungrateful piece of shit I am. There are people out there getting carpet bombed, not knowing whether they're going to live the next day, let alone which model of iPhone I'm going to buy. I hate my iPhone 14 Pro Max. There are people out there that don't have phones. You know, modern day privileges. First world problems, as they call them, right? Sometimes you got to compare yourself with those that are not doing as good purely from the perspective of grounding you in gratitude, of reminding you that you're not doing as bad as you think you are. It's not so that you can feel better than these poor people. No, that's not what this exercise is for. This exercise is there to remind you to be grateful that you're not getting carpet bombed, that you have a place that you can live in and sleep in that's safe, warm, that your family are healthy. You know, that's a huge blessing, guys. If your family is okay right now, health-wise, count your blessings. Because there will come a day where you will get very upsetting news surrounding one of your family members. And so for the days that everyone is okay, everyone is healthy, be grateful, call them, check up on them, make sure everyone's great. Spend time with them. Okay? So your boring life is a good life. The fact that you're not jumping out of planes every day, that shouldn't stress you out, that shouldn't upset you. If you work hard, you're grateful, you will eventually get that life that you're after. But then you will realize when you get it that, okay, why was I so frustrated back in the day about living this life? Like, I'm not going to be doing this every day. You're not going to be jumping out of planes every day unless it's, of course, what you do to make money or that's your passion, in which case, fair enough. But these are all leisure activities. Something else has to drive you. You know, a lot of these guys that you see on social media, these big CEOs that are traveling, that have nice things, they're working. Yes, they're well off, but they're working. And actually, oftentimes you'll see these guys aren't as flashy as you may think. They might be wearing a 40 grand watch on, I'll give you that. But a lot of these guys drive modest cars. You know, I say modest, though. I'm not talking about like, you know, not every successful guy who's a multi-millionaire is driving a Bugatti and driving, you know, Rolls Royces or whatever. Some of these guys have a Mercedes GLE. Nice car, but not $250,000 or 500,000, right? They wear modest brands. They're not dripped out in Gucci and on all these brands, right? Balenciagas and all that stuff. No, they wear brands that you don't know of. There's no badges screaming for your attention on their shirts. Okay? These guys, they're focused primarily on the work that they do. The money's a byproduct. You're looking at them thinking, oh man, this lucky guy, he's able to do all of this. He's able to travel. He created enough value to get to where he is right now. He offered the marketplace a tremendous amount of value over a sustained period of time to get to where he is. If he's a CEO making $500,000, $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, he is being paid for his wealth of knowledge and experience. He's not being paid by the hour. He's being paid to solve problems. And the bigger the problems he solves, the more he gets paid. Start thinking this way. Stop looking at IG, seeing these people thinking, oh man, they're so lucky, man. That's a repulsive energy when it comes to success. It pushes success away. Hateful energy, more than anything, pushes success away. And look, you need boring to create success. Success is built in boring days. Boring days allow you to get on with it. If you're jumping out of a plane on Monday, you're going, skiing on Tuesday, you're going snorkeling on Wednesday. When are you going to build something big for yourself? First of all those activities require money. It's the concept of delayed gratification. It's not that you're not allowed to do these things, these fun things. It's that there are certain things that come first. Priorities. You can do all these wonderful things later, but right now you need to focus on creating enough value to which you will then be compensated handsomely. But value takes time to build. You can't really create a tremendous amount of value to the marketplace in one day, in 1 month, even in 1 year. It's nothing. Some of you guys, you're like, oh man, I've been building this for a year. Where's the result? A year. What, a pregnancy plus 3 months? Come on now. It takes longer than that to build something of real value. If you have the audacity to want this to be the rest of your life, you want to be the best in the automotive space, for example, the best body shop in the country, it's going to take you some time. Remove the entitlement that I deserve it. No, you only started a year ago. There are people that have been doing it for 10 years. So if you really want to beat these guys, and look, it's possible, anything's possible, right? If you want to beat these guys, well, you've got to prove it. And to prove it takes a bit of time. Now, you could do it in 5 years. It doesn't have to take 10 or 20 years. But it's going to take time. So develop that relationship with time. Stop seeing boring days as bad days or something's wrong. No, everything's working perfectly. The boring days are the building blocks of success. The boring days are the building blocks of success. You need them. Does that mean work, never have fun? No. Occasionally book a trip for yourself. Go away for a week. It's okay. No one's saying that's a bad thing. Well, you shouldn't do that. No. Okay? Just my 2 cents. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like. Let me know what you think down below. I'm curious to hear from you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.